Welcome to the Thundercloud Sage. Before we even get started, I need to ask, did you even watch the game tonight? That's all I'm going to ask is, did you even watch the game tonight? It's an honest question. And I expect answers right now. When did you stop watching, Sage? When did you stop watching? And why is ESPN showing the wrong stats? When I go to the box score, they're showing Justin Jefferson, 1, Kier. Oh, never mind. That's rushing. Shit. That's rushing. I thought it was receiving. I was about to lose my fucking shit. Before we get to the NFL, we're going to go over baseball. And it's going to be very quick, Sage. It's going to be about as quick as our goddamn fucking NBA coverage, which is non-existent right now. So right now, the Jays are currently not playing. They didn't play today. Neither did the Yankees. They're still 2 games up on the New York Yankees, the aforementioned New York Yankees, and they're 3.5 up on Boston. But the only problem is Boston right now is up 5-0 against the Oakland Athletics. So they'll probably be back 3-0 by the end. We're not sticking around to find out. So we're moving off baseball right now. And we're gonna see a trade made today, Sage. We do have a trade that was made in the NFL league. I know you were hoping for me to say the NBA, but no. In the NFL league, we got a trade. So Tank Bigsby has been traded to the Eagles for 2026 5th and 6th round picks. Interesting. I know that they like that ETN guy or whatever his name is. So, and I guess they were carrying 4 running backs based on what it kind of says here. So, kind of makes sense. It adds good insurance in case Saquon Barkley gets injured, which is normally every fucking year. You know what I mean? What's none of my concern, Sage? Please enlighten me. What's none of my fucking concern? Please. I'd like you to answer the question before we move forward. Oh, great. Another goddamn fucking email from fucking Quora. That's also none of my concern. Sage, you can't say that's none of your concern and then say it's also none of your concern when I ask what you're talking about. I'm just trying to be on the same page as you. I don't get you. You're playing you're gaslighting me right now, Sage, and I don't like it. I don't like it one fucking bit. Anyways, there was a trade that was announced, and I announced it for you, Sage. You know what? I'll try to find you some NBA news here. Give me one fucking minute. One fucking minute. I'll find you some NBA news here. I'm not harassing you. I'm not harassing you. We've got some Ben Simmons news. We've got Mark Stein reporting Monday that Ben Simmons rejected a contract offer from the fucking New York Knicks. So fuck you. He's saying fuck the Knicks. I'm not coming to Sage's favorite team. And Sage is saying we didn't want you anyway. I know how this little debacle goes a little bit. You know, you guys are playing hardball with each other. And that's how it should be. Alright, Sage, I'm going to ask you before we get into it. What were your thoughts on the game tonight? And specifically, what were your thoughts on J.J. McCarthy? And what were your thoughts, or what are your thoughts, on the NFC North this year? So I know that's 3 fucking questions. We don't need to get YouTube involved. My mom had a really good theory as to why I got banned. Not banned, but the comments got banned from YouTube. Do you want to know what her theory is? Remember we were joking around talking about how you, who is a YouTube person, who has a wrench on YouTube, and me saying like you should hit them in the leg with a wrench and injure them? Probably some dipshit watched that and fucking reported us for fucking being violent people. That's her theory. That is her theory. Okay, so Sage says J.J. McCarthy looked like shit until the fourth quarter. Okay, we are out of control. I agree with you. We're fucking out of control. We need to settle it down a little bit, at least a little bit. Now, I'm going to ask you, in your opinion, in the fourth quarter, when J.J. McCarthy did good, did you see him staring down a receiver, or did you see him actually scanning? Because I only saw J.J. McCarthy basically being told what to do by Kevin O'Connell and just going to that first read. I didn't see him scanning and making decisions. I didn't see him audibling. I didn't see any hot routes from him. I'm saying, yeah, Kevin O'Connell knows what he's doing a little bit. But it's almost like he's got a soother in his mouth right now. He's being breastfed from a fucking soother. That's how it feels to me. This guy has an inability right now to make decisions. No control. He's just doing what he was told. And if that read was gone, he wasn't going to have a secondary read. Yeah, throw it to Jefferson. All right, throw it to fucking Jalen Ragnar or whatever his fucking name is. All right, throw this one to Aaron Jones. It's like, I don't think, and I'm being serious right now, when I watched Caleb Williams tonight, I was impressed. I was impressed with what I saw. His physical tools are so much better than J.J. McCarthy. I really feel like J.J. McCarthy went up against the Bears tonight, who didn't have T.J. Edwards. They didn't have Jalen Johnson. He got pick-sixed by a guy who's got 4 fucking games played in his career. That right guy who got the pick-six. He was up against a dismantled secondary against the Bears. And he kind of made the Bears' defense for the first 3 quarters look like the 1985 Bears. I don't think he looked very good. I will tell you right now that J.J. McCarthy is not the next big thing. He is actually a lesser version of Alex Smith. That's who he reminds me of. He is a game manager, and that's all he'll ever be. He does not have the ability to come in and fucking run the offense at all, in my opinion. I don't care. I see that he has a 98.5 rating tonight. That's great. That's great. He threw a pick-six. He had 2 touchdowns. He rushed 1 in, but he didn't look like he was poised. We're talking about a Chicago defense that is not even that fucking good. At all. I don't think he'll even be a decent starter. I think he'll be decent until he's not. When he leaves this fucking offense in a couple years, he'll be fucking shitty. If you pay a guy like J.J. McCarthy in 2 years from now, 50, 60, 70 million per year, you're going to be fucking terrible. Do you know who won the game tonight? In my opinion, was Brian Flores and the Minnesota Vikings defense. They made it very hard tonight to run the ball, which they always do. They've always got diverse coverages. They are a great defense. I will say the Vikings potentially have gotten better than what they were last year for defense. I will say that right now. Now, I do have some questions about the NFC North and if it's got worse. I'm not sure if it's gotten worse or not, but I will say one thing. That being that it's gotten worse. Detroit Lions aren't that good. I'm just going to say it right now. They're not going to be as good as last year. They lost fucking Glasnow or Ragnar, whatever the fuck his name is. They've got injuries. They lost their 2 coordinators. They're not going to be as good as last year. And I'm telling you, I don't think Dan Campbell is that good of a coach. I'm telling you right now, I don't think he's that good of a coach. I feel like he had a great offensive coordinator. Now, Ben Johnson tonight did do the right thing, and guess what happened to him? He wasn't rewarded. On a 4th and 2 or a 4th and 3, and it was a chip shot field goal, he decided to bring the field goal unit on. That was the right decision. But Cairo Santos was terrible, and he missed that shot. The game could easily still be going right now, 27-27, if you don't miss that shot. Those little fucking things change games big time. Now, maybe the Bears need to find a kicker. I don't know. I don't think Cairo Santos has ever been that good. He's never been a guy that I've ever considered adding in my fantasy football. And then that field goal tonight that, like early on in the game, even Kevin O'Connell, they kind of looked like they were kind of giving up a little bit. Early in the third quarter, you get that long third down. They just run it. You got them towards the end of the first half. What are they doing? They're hitting a 59-yard fucking field goal. Barely, I might say. Barely. That was barely hit. You've got 11 seconds left. You don't trust your quarterback to make a fucking out-route throw to fucking pick up 5 yards to make it maybe a bit more manageable? His previous career high was 58 yards. And you're just throwing him out there. Yeah, hit the 59. Hit the 59. So to me, that's not necessarily good coaching. And that's not necessarily a good fucking testament to, like, how much trust you have in J.J. McCarthy. If you really trusted him, you tell him to go out there and make a fucking pass. No? Now, one thing I'm going to say, we'll get back to if the NFC North has gotten better or worse in a second here. One thing I'm going to say, based on my eyes, is that Jordan Mason, after one game, albeit it's just one game, he looks better than Aaron Jones from the backfield. He averaged 4.5 yards a carry. He was steady all night. Aaron Jones was 2.9 yards per carry. His longest run was only 9. Aaron Jones, kind of a dipshit fucking thing. You want to go to Minnesota, that's fine. That's great. You could have been on Green Bay right now with Josh Jacobs in the same role that you're in now, except now you're a backup to fucking Jordan Mason. Are you fucking kidding me? I get it. Yeah, you had one 27-yard catch. That's great for a touchdown. That's awesome. But, like, what the fuck are you thinking, man? Should have stuck in Green Bay. You literally didn't have a great year last year. You're not going to have a great year this year. Whoever has Aaron Jones in fantasy, please tell me it's not one of you guys that are watching. You're going to be disappointed in what he's going to do for the entire year. I'm telling you right now. Now, I really like what I saw from Caleb Williams tonight. J.J. McCarthy, no, I need to see him actually go out and win some ball games. Him. Like, I need to see him come out. I get it's his first NFL game. Well, he was drafted in the same class as Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams looked great tonight, out of the pocket, scrambling. They could have easily won the game. Hit your field goal, that's a big thing, right? I will tell you when to be disappointed. Absolutely. You have Aaron Jones? If you have Aaron Jones, you might want to add Jordan Mason. I'm just saying it right now. Because I do believe Aaron Jones is on the wrong side of 30 as a running back. He's not a power back. Never has been. And he never will be. And Jordan Mason really impressed me tonight. If there's one player that impressed me tonight, it was Jordan Mason. And then, of course, Van Ginkel almost beat me in fantasy tonight. I had Justin Jefferson up against Andrew Van Ginkel. And we'll get into that very shortly, but he made it look real tough. Now, I really think the Minnesota Vikings defense this year is going to be tough. I do not trust J.J. McCarthy. They do have weapons. They obviously have Justin Jefferson. They've got Adam Thielen. And they've got, this Jalen Naylor. And then they will have Jordan Addison coming back. They got T.J. Hawkinson. They got Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones. They do have weapons. But how far... I really feel like if the Packers were playing the Vikings right now, we would have lit these guys up like with firecrackers up their ass, man. That's how I feel right now. We are going to be way better than these guys when we suit up against them. I don't care if it's on the road or at home. I really feel like this, we're going to be fucked them up. Caleb Williams scares me more But the Bears defense doesn't scare me as much as the Minnesota defense. I will say that. The Bears improved their interior offensive line in the offseason. They've got some weapons, that's fine. I'm not so scared. They don't have a great left or right tackle, so we're going to be able to bring pass rush on them. I'm not sure. I just feel like the NFC North will be great, but it's not going to be as great as last year because Detroit as well. Just not going to be the same team, in my opinion. So, and I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, Green Bay's the number one team at the end of the year in this division. Then I feel like obviously it's kind of a battle between 2, 3, 4. Because I could see a season where fucking Detroit only wins 8 or 9 games. Where the Bears win 7 to 9 games. Where the Vikings, I still feel like the Vikings though, I really expected the Vikings to look better today. I expect J.J. McCarthy to look more polished. Now he's got Kevin O'Connell, and he's got a great defense. He does have weapons. I still think I think the Vikings could be the second best team in this division, but it's really like my floor for the Vikings is last place. If J.J. McCarthy plays kind of like how he did tonight against legitimate teams, they lose that game, and then in my opinion they fall to 4th place in this division. So I guess it's hard to say. The Bears are kind of in that 3-4 fold. And Detroit's kind of in that 2 to 3 fold, in my opinion. And I don't think Detroit's necessarily the 2 seed this year. I kind of give the Vikings an edge. I know sports gambling will say different, but that's just my vibe right now. I don't know if any of that shit makes sense to you guys back home in fucking Ontario, but you can shut the fuck up. Let's move on. Let's move past this. We've got the greatest league in the world. It was founded by me. And then it was co-founded by me months later. The Pete Rose Bowl Cut, the prestigious 2025 season, is carrying on with me up 16-0 against Alejandro's shitty-ass fucking unastounding team. We're up 16-0 right now. We're up 16-0. Can you believe it? I can, because I did that tour earlier in the year. I did that tour in the fucking regular season. You got Sage scampering. I saw it was a 9-7 game. It's now a 10-6 game. Sage, you're going to be pushed to the limit. And you know what's going to happen after this week? You might be too gassed out from the fucking pressure that mother's putting on you right now to even be able to face me like a man. You're going to be like a goddamn turducken by the end of the week. You're going to be fucking stuffed and done like dinner. Then you got the Dark Sliders losing to Vlad the Impaler's 11-5. You've got Orange Juicy Fruit up 13-3, solidifying himself as the 7 seed. He's talking back-to-back wins. He didn't have back-to-back wins all fucking season long. You understand what I'm saying right there, Sage? All right. Let's read the comments. Sage seems to be getting a little bit fired up over there. Well, I'm stuffing my face with donaires. We're out here battling like a real donaire, like a real team. Well, you're right. You're right. You're fucking right. I might order a donaire right now, man. You're changing tailpipes. You're torquing tires. I understand. It's a goddamn grease pit over there. It's a goddamn grease pit. You don't want to get any of that grease into your goddamn donaire. It might fucking kill you. There is no open place near me, Sage. I was making a joke. I could break into the place and then take a couple donaires and then, waltz my ass back here. Oh, but YouTube might try to fucking shut me down for saying that. So I better not say that anytime soon. Fucking idiots. Sons of bitches, man. Oh, man, I'd make myself... Do you know what, Sage? I'd make myself a 10-pound donaire. I would make myself a 10-pound donaire, I'd get through 3.33 pounds. I guarantee you that. And a couple hours later, I'd have another little nibble. Bring that to a half of the 10-pound goal. I could get that donair eaten within 24 hours, Sage. I promise you. Within 24 hours, that donair would be eaten. But even doing that would be fucking hard, man. Holy fuck. I don't even want to think about that. But I do want to think about that because it's a good thought. All right. Let's turn our attention to OJ's Juicery, the best orange juice in the game. I've tried Tropicana. It's not quite as good as OJ's. The final fucking results, pending any changes, is as follows. Andrew Van Ginkel, he fucking came at me. This motherfucker. I believe he either had as many or he outscored Justin Jefferson tonight. That's all I got to say about that. It appears I've won 281.43 to 280 even against Tim Tebow Bible Club. Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts squeaked out a victory, 285 to 271 against Hard Counter Net. The player he's playing in the Pete Rose Bowl cut, I might add. Can he go 2 for 2? We shall see. Deflate These Balls beat Patchwork Pigskins 312 to 266.5. And finally, Butt Fumble Safety lost 347 to 276. That's our first week. I expect when I wake up tomorrow and I'm taking a shit and I'm reading on the internet that they'll probably do some sort of stat change and I'll probably lose. So I'm not going to celebrate until Wednesday. That's probably what's going to happen. I won't celebrate till Wednesday. Sage says, don't squeak out. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree. Pending a stat correction, I'm not celebrating, Sage. Squeaked out a victory. I squeaked out a victory against the person Yahoo said was the best. And I said right away, Yahoo doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. There'll be some changes on my team. If the rumor mill is true, the rumor mill's telling me Dak Prescott and Brock Purdy could potentially be cut within the next 24 hours. There's some turmoil in the locker room. They're telling people that donair meat, they're trying to get people eating the Beyond Meat. Or whatever the fuck it's called. They want them eating vegetarian meat. And to that I say, get the fuck off my team. We're not Beyond Meat in this fucking burger. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Get the fuck out of here. That's why your ankle bends the way it does sometimes, Dak Prescott. That's why you're weak in the brain there, Brock Purdy. Speaking of Brock Purdy, we got a few things of news to report here. We got George Kittle is going to miss a few games, from what it sounds like. He's got some sort of a thing going on with his hamstring, I do believe. And then whatever his fucking name is, Bourne, from formerly of the 49ers and then formerly of the Patriots, has signed a 1-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers. $5 million deal. So there you go. Jawan Jennings is the only one going, and I think he even has an injury concern. So see you later, Brock. I'm so glad you're off my team tomorrow. I mean, allegedly off my team tomorrow. They don't know how to do projections, though, week in and week out. Yahoo is not up to snuff, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not going to divulge my sources, but don't worry. I got some moves coming, Sage. Who do we got for matchups this week in OJ's Juicery. How the fuck do I look? Oh, league matchups, of course. Sorry. So week 2. I'm up against butt fumble safety in week 2. Okay. I feel like we can win that one. We can win that one. And we can win that one. There will be moves. We got some questionables in here. I'm not too concerned. But I want to see all the matchups, the league matchups. Okay. So league matchups for next week will be as follows. You got myself taking on butt fumble safety. You've got Tommy Callahan's auto parts going up against touchdowns in your face. You've got deflate these balls going up against Tim Tebow's Bible Club. And then you got patchwork pigskins going up against hard counting that. Should be enthralling is my projection. Okay? That's what I'm saying right now. Now, Sage, before I leave you to play Balatro, to piss in a toilet, to pet my cat, to eat some pork mixed with some goddamn cucumber, what would you like to get off your chest? Is there anything I missed? Anything you'd like to talk about? What do you think of the NFC North? I'd like to hear your opinion before we go. All seems good. All right. That's good. Now, your opinion on the NFC North. Or are you not educated enough because you're focusing on the AFC South too much? You think that Lions take a step back, competitive division? I don't think there's any team in the NFC North, by the way. When I say take a step back or have they regressed, I do mean like we've got, there's no easy match. Like, you're potentially looking at the worst team in that division being at like 6 or 7 wins. You know what I mean? Whereas in a lot of divisions, you're looking at some that have fucking 2 to 4 wins as their worst team. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's still a tough division. Don't get me fucking wrong. 2 to 4 probably a toss up. It seems like Sage agrees with me right now that the Packers are probably the team to beat in the division. But the Packers have Thursday coming up. They've got the Redskins. We need to chase Jaden Daniels the fuck down. And that's what we need to do. The funny thing about the Lions last year is they were explosive, but here's a couple things about the Lions. They weren't explosive in terms of throwing the ball down the field. They were explosive yards after catch. And so a lot of that is the offensive line. So you lose a guy like Ragnow, that's going to hurt you a little bit. They just didn't, I don't think this Mahogany guy is going to be the guy. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm kind of sure, but I'm not sure. I don't think, I mean, they've got Puel, who's good. They've got that Eric Decker guy or whatever, who's okay, I guess. I mean, he's not bad, but he's not elite either. Otherwise, he'd make more money. Mahogany's a fine wood, but is Mahogany a fine offensive lineman? That's what we need to find out. So, Sage, who is your team this year outside of Tennessee? Last year it was Detroit. Are you leaning a little bit towards the Packers? Are you leaning a little bit towards the Packers this year? I'm just going to ask you right now before we go off here. And if you plead the fifth, you're a fucking idiot. Wait for Sage to respond. Okay, Sage, there's no need to make jokes. We are laughing. Come on, Sage. Come on. That was low, even for you. That was low. That was a low ball. You pretty much just called me a jive turkey by saying it's the Bears division. Do you know what, though? I know you're saying it's Caleb's time as a joke. I love what I saw out of Caleb I almost said Caleb Joseph, the catcher for the fucking Orioles and Jays, which was terrible. For Caleb Williams impressed me far more tonight than that other idiot, J.J. McCarthy. That's all I gotta say. Caleb Williams, yeah, he lost the game. They missed a field goal. Yeah, there was some inopportune shit going on. He didn't throw a pick six though. He doesn't have the defense. Like, he was up against a defense that was actually challenging, whereas J.J. McCarthy was not, and J.J. McCarthy wasn't making reads. I would say Caleb Williams' development is so much farther along than J.J. McCarthy. It's not even close, in my opinion. So I know you're making a joke, but I really liked what I saw from him tonight. I thought he was good. He started the game with 10 straight passes completed in a row, something that hadn't been done by the Chicago Bears since 1978. So, yeah, I was impressed with him. Yeah, it could have went a little better, but I'm not putting that game on Caleb Williams at all. I'm a little scared, if I'm a Bears fan, about DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift did not do them any favors tonight. He did not run the ball well, apart from one decent run. They're going to need to get someone that can actually run the fucking ball. And I don't know if they have that on their roster, if they're going to have to do that through trade, or if it's going to have to happen in the draft for next season. But I do not think DeAndre Swift, A, is durable enough, and B, is good enough, especially for this division. If they had a good running game, I guarantee you tonight would have been a blowout for the Bears. And I'm not a Bears homer at all, but I'm just saying, it would have been an easy win if they had a running game. Absolutely. Because imagine you get him into fucking read option scenarios. Honestly. Yeah, Swift was never really a number one. I agree with you 110% there. He's not a number one at all. And he's kind of soft a bit, man. Like, I feel like they need, like, honestly, obviously you can't just go out and get a Josh Jacobs, but they need someone that's a thumper, like Josh Jacobs. Someone who's just going to grind and pick up positive yardage, you know what I mean? Or pick up the blitz. He can catch screens, you get him in the open field, and absolutely, he's going to make those kinds of open field plays. I agree with you. He's not going up the middle for the yards. Absolutely right, Sage. He's not going to do that. He's more of like an outside stretch guy, or let's pitch this bitch, you know, that kind of a player. Or, yeah, screen as well. But, yeah, like, he's not... They really... did they draft a running back? Before we go, I do need to figure out, like, what the running back depth chart looks like. Bears running back depth chart. Okay. Who do we got here? I'm not sure of any of these guys, Sage. Two of them are injured. One's name is Rashawn Johnson. That's one of them. He's out. He's considered out. That's his designation. Then you got Kyle Monaghay. And then you got Travis Homer. Let me see if this Rashawn Johnson has any upside. Fourth rounder in the 2023 NFL Draft. Still only 24 years old. Does he have any sort of stats or anything like that? No, he's 3.7 yards per carry in his career. So not the answer. Not the answer, in my opinion. So yeah, they've got a big hole at running back, and they're going to have to address that in the offseason. This team is not good enough to be fucking trading picks in season. But look at some of the receivers they got. DJ Moore, Romeo Odunze, Luther Burden III. Then they got Colston Loveland. Not sure why they didn't take Tyler Warren. They also got Cole Kmet. These guys, Devin DuVernay. These guys have fucking options. They really do need a thumper. It wouldn't cost that much. You could give a 6th or a 7th up for a fucking running back. It just happened with fucking Tank Bigsby. Maybe that's the trade they need to make. That's right. I agree. It's not looking very good at all, Sage. We're in agreement. And if me and Sage are in agreement, that means it's the absolute fucking truth right there. Absolutely right. Well, I guess that's the way the cookie's going to crumble for tonight. We will be back at it tomorrow, shortly after work ends, which will probably be around this time. I like finishing up a little early. It's kind of nice. Sage, get back to your path of exile. I hope you do good with your goddamn Paladin or whatever the fuck they're called. Good luck with your path of exile, okay? I'm going to need some good luck for my Bellotro. Have a good night, everyone. We shall be back at it tomorrow. Sage says he's done exiling for the night. Well, rest up. Rest up, because you're going to need it, Sage. You're going to need it. All right, take care, guys. See you tomorrow.